MVP. They could be trying to do like a Brewmaster Wisp in the middle lane, but I'd be very concerned now for a Wisp. Are you going to try and talk again? No, I did not. I'm 100% positive. Your mic muted on your headset. On your headset.
10 seconds remaining.
Green, it's good.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm actually coming over to check your stuff right now.
Reserve time.
What are you doing? Dude, when you're not in game, you don't transmit.
Hello?
Okay, why are you so loud? Okay, I'm still not hearing you come through. I think someone's going to be coming in to help you. Because now Lumi cannot talk.
Reserve time.
Yeah, I'd even be checking most of your sound settings right now, but it seems like our English live stream is having some fun with everybody. Tinker's now up for Virtus Pro, so this is the other one, like, he's a global guy, he's going to be everywhere, just trying to kill off anyone. With a Shadow to Shaman, okay, we knew MVP was also going to attempt to try in this. I'm wondering how much control they're really going to have coming into this. I would really like to know your opinion on this, Lumi.
10 seconds
like, that's how effective Shadow Shaman's going to be. I'd like to hear your opinion. Unfortunately, I can only relay your opinion right now. We have a Val person back. We can't hear him right now. Hmm? Yes. Yes.
MVP Phoenix's turn to pick.
We've had 3 Valve staff members now come through here to try and check it out. Why is nobody? No! Yeah. So what Lumi was saying is like, yeah, you got a lot of level 6 dependent heroes coming up from MVP. And you're actually right about that. Like, with the amount of time they're going to take to come online, you get something like a Skywrath Mage. I've seen some of the most defensive lineups you could possibly have. And then you're at a Skywrath Mage, and you find yourself with level 1
remaining.
kills. This guy is ridiculous for early game aggression, and when you add him, like, even his concussive shot's going to work nice with the Mirana, but this is that dangerous point where we were talking before the game started. The VP can do aggro tri-lanes, and they love to do aggro tri-lanes, so a simple setup with like a Bane or an SD right now would be perfect for them.
Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Yeah, you know what? We'll just switch. Yeah, okay, there you go. I'm gonna push the microphone out to the side so you can talk that way.
I think Warlock actually makes something that you said earlier is how
10 seconds remaining.
now it's even
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
So I would like if the game
MVP Phoenix's turn to ban.
The problem I feel with that is if we go late game, the Tinker's going to win on the split push battle. Because you're still on, like, you're going in with a Wisp, but it's like a Brewmaster who can't control you instantly.
Yes.
So Tinker could still get himself away. He'll probably need to build into a 4-staff into later portion of the game for that. But
Virtus
everything else should be fine. It might almost be worthwhile, like, relocating in the Shadow Shaman, so you actually bring your Disables along with you. My other major problem too is like, Warlock, are you really going to buy Refresher Orb, Aghanim Scepter, and then a BKB so you don't get controlled by the Skywrath Mage?
MVP Phoenix's turn to pick.
Bill Skywrath. I think the key
Bristleback!
Perfectly for VP. Like, if MVP really trying to Bristleback up, like, they're going to see him going head-to-head with Smile's Clockwork. And he's just going to cog and mana burn the Bristleback out. Which means then Clockwork, at least for CS. This is an aggro tri-lane. It's Skywrath, it's Wraith King, it's NS on the Wraith King, it's Jotham's Mirana, and then Illidan for the okay. Yeah, Illidan for the Skywrath Mage. So they're actually playing him as a core role in this game. Anna.
Alright, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know why, it's just, yeah. Okay. Okay, wait, now I can jump to... Yeah, okay, awesome. We're now on autopilot, peoples.
The autopilot is Scriff.
Yeah, this is Scriff. So, yeah, we'll be sticking with Scriff for now. So this is like the laziest way a caster can commentate.
That's so good, like that's, we can use one mic. And So... Probably. Dodge.
Are we gonna dodge?
It feels like they have to dodge, right?
It's funny because VP are the one who are dodging. VP are running a safe tri lane right now. They got Smile on this off lane. It's almost like VP don't want to take the risk. I was really worried they'd do something like this. VP were a team during the TI qualifiers that we looked at them and we thought, okay, got so much potential, but during the first period of it all, it just looked like us. And then they came in during the last part of the playoffs, and they played some of the greatest Dota they have. They played to their style, they played to their aggressive style, and they came out on top. And I was really worried coming to this competition, I'd go safety first, game number 1. That was like my major concern. And that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. It's safety first, they just farm it up, and then they come and kill things. But this lineup, it's meant for level 1 fighting. It's meant for level 1, maybe even level 2 fighting to buy space for the Tinker to come in.
Not only
that. Illusion.
On the obviously that Thank you, Scriff.
I think he's actually listening to us. Because normally he is meant to be listening to us. I'm hoping we're actually picking up inside the game for him as well. Scriff, give us a smiley face on a drawing if you're actually listening to us right now. Give this man a headset. Also, I'm assuming he hasn't hit that button either.
I don't even know what's going on, guys!
Maybe I do take control back again. Either way, yeah, so the warning, we're actually seeing it here. So there's actually a dire observer ward that's causing some troubles here for MVP. They can't pull through. And they put an observer ward down, but Smile's not going to come out and show this at all. And also, if you look at the minimap right now, Mirana's doing just an easy... Is that even with an illusion? Stacking up the ancient area. So that's actually really nice by Jotum. He's waiting for the moment too, when they can just kill off QO. If he can hit that arrow, they're trying to keep him a little bit closer, but they're not going to connect on this one. He needs to basically be... That's why I thought like an SD or something like that was going to be their pickup. Like, I know the Bane was the final ban out by MVP to try and make sure that they didn't have that full ass combo, but the SD still could have done that.
Exactly is Skywrath Mage. Never really seen Army Skywrath Mage before. But for a hero like Warlock, we know what he's gonna get. He's gonna bring the team by once you get Aghanims pressure. So Illidan's gonna have a lot to kind of shoulder his. Once the team fight are coming, if you don't get off your silence, you're essentially playing a hero that has very little.
You know, just because I all the way down, so this mic basically stays permanently on, so you can hear us. Nice little haste stream, but he can't really do much more with this. The early damage from a Shadow Shaman, like, he's meant to work in combination with somebody, and that's just not coming from this. So he can't find himself a kill on that mid lane. But this Mirana's wasting a lot of time. Like, okay, Enet's getting some good levels. This is nice for him, but like, we've still got this Mirana sitting here at level 1.
Mid lane here, it looks like we're...
Bristleback's taking a lot of damage as well. Bristleback's actually going to go down. Wasn't me. We're on auto camera, peoples. We're on auto camera. I'm sorry. Yeah, but he was a little bit too close. So Skywrath Mage able to pick up the first blood. It's a lot of these slows was just difficult to try and compete up against. And Jotum, well, he at least gets spotted. Look at Smile. Like, when you cog like that, you just dictate where MVP have to move. Now, Shackles can happen. Jotum, he's still got the arrow available right now, which you'll throw out, but it's just buying some space. With Rishon and Heen locked in together, Tinker kills off the Brewmaster in the middle lane as well. So already 2 for 0 in favor of Virtus.pro. This is, like, they're playing defensive and they're still finding kills for a lineup which really, like, levels up nicely into the mid-game. This, for me, is a massive concern for MVP. I'm still trying to understand March pick, like, the Warlock pickup.
It's just a hero that you really like to play, and to be honest, it's so powerful once you got that rock. Problem is, the cooldown was insanely long. Looks like Arzar's gonna get beat.
Yep. Well, little bit closer, man. Because I kind of want to be here just in case something like this happens. So Smile, he's doing a little bit of a dewarding at the moment. He can't reach him in time to get the shackle, so Smile will get himself quite safely back into the lane. While God, how he's actually looking in that middle lane. I guess 14 for 2 up against a Brewmaster. He's got 18 for 3, so it's really nice farm coming in for the Brewmaster. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the primary concern for MVP is not necessarily is their level 6 time. What do you do with that? 2 supports, we know that they've been roaming around a lot and not doing much. I mean, mid lane's not doing well, top lane's not doing well. Sure, even your Warlock, let's say he's farming, he hits level 6. Maybe you drop a rock and win the fight and get a tower. But let's say he's gonna be out for a long while. So I think MVP it's just doing nothing for the next phase.
They're jumping on middle lane right now, and they're already Jottam, Regen. He's actually got arrowed up. God, he's trying to run himself off to the side at the moment, into the tree line. There was actually a bit of a Brewmaster brawl there, but he can't finish off God. Meanwhile, back into the mid, Jottam's able to hit the arrow in, so he's able to get the last hit into the wisp, but God stays alive and moves away from these these little Brewlings.
Early on, you're worried about Virtus Pro coming out a little bit weak, coming out of the gates. Nothing looking like weak. And they have a lot of big timing windows stretching their lead. And MVP is not doing much for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I feel like Virtus Pro is in a very comfortable position. Once their Tinker gets a breach of travel, they're leaving a little bit of trouble again. I just think that Virtus Pro has a much superior draft, even though they didn't lane it the way that we expect them to. It's just working out fine in the early.
I'm sorry about this as well. Oh, no, they'll see this. They see the menu on our live stream.
Alright.
Yeah, because this is me taking over now. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing enough of what I want to see. Sorry, peoples. Right. So well, middle lane, Tinker. Wow, look how aggressive he's being. He's got split available, but if he's going to go commit this, he's going to go for the split. They really want him down in VP. They're going to bring in a double hero support. Regen's had to leave him for dead right now because he can't actually help him up. So the okay, Warlock dropping the rock down. They will get the kill on the Tinker, but they committed 2 ultimates, and now Regen. There comes in the Skywrath Mage, throwing in his own ultimate. The Brewmaster, well, he's back to his normal self. March, Smile, wonderful body block with also that little battery assault. March, he's got a stick charge to keep him alive. Jottam, no arrow for 4 seconds. He's going to get himself away from this one, while Illidan still battling up against the Brewmaster. He's really out of mana though, so we can't do much more up against the Brewmaster, especially when he picks up an Invis rune. But that's a lot of commitment from MVP to get those kills.
I like the fact that they actually went for it though. Sure, it was a lot of commitment, a whole bunch of ultimate being dropped, but that's basically what they want to do. They use the first ultimate, they go back to farming. Clockwork hanging on the bottom lane. He's only level 4 though. Heen is playing extremely greedy, and
yeah, look at Smile. He knows what he can do. Like, it's a battery assaulted chicken at the moment, and Heen
can go through. He's gonna walk it off. He has to use his speed, but of course he does have a very low base. It's gonna come through. There is no arrow by Miranda or his method.
There's actually more support coming in from March, so maybe Smile's overcommitted himself at the moment. He's getting shadow worded up, but he's still got that little path, and Illidan now arrives. So Illidan, he's got the ult, he drops it over on Heen. There's commitment for kill right there. They still know March is in the tree line. The rocket from Clockwork will give that extra vision, and the arrow as well from Jottam, able to connect on the Warlock, and that's a double kill in favor of Illidan.
The way that he's playing this guy Can he get a crit?
Oh, he's gonna get the kill!
He's gonna get the
March! He's got it!
Evasion?
No. Arrow was also coming in there from Jottam to ensure the kill in Regen. He didn't stick with him. He actually just backed it up because he was so low and they were fighting underneath March the Machines and underneath the tier 1 tower to get that kill.
Well, there's a lot of action. Toby, let's get a quick check in terms of how Tinker's doing in the current gold, because I'm very curious whether he is close to the VLT. Not at all. And I think that's a spot you want to be, right, if you're MVP, because you just hit your level 6, you're running these ganks actively. The next step is actually get those towers, and I think with the start that they have, even though it's 2-7, I think they're actually okay.
Maybe, man. I'm not going to say they're going to look absolutely swanky, because right now, like, as far as like gold as well as experience, it's actually quite, it's a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting to bring that up, and it was about 2,000 gold in experience, but it's a little bit off that. The problem I still feel is the timings for MVP, they come in they're very, very sporadically. You got Skywrath Mage coming in, he's going to nuke down Forever with his ultimate, can cast him as well as Orb. Enes is low, but he's still got ultimate. In fact, he wants to die right now. John throws the arrow out. It actually forces March to move up. Hellfire Blast, more Orb damage. March is dead. Even with Phase Boost, there's no way he can outrun this lineup of Virtus Pro. The support's coming in, they know Enes in the tree line, but Enes, remember, he doesn't care about this. He lets the ulti trigger, Illidan returns, and they just focus on this Wisp. Or do they? The Brewmaster, they sealed him! He can't get his ulti off, the Brewmaster can't go anywhere. It's 10 for 2 and about to become 11 for 2. Region, he doesn't have Tether or Bubble, so the Hellfire Blast will hold him here. Forev, he's trying to get some core stacks up. He might get a kill here on Jotum. Yep, he does, and Enes, TP's out, Quill Spray, he's got it! It's a double kill for Forev. Virtus Pro really overcommitting themselves. They got the kill, they didn't have to dive any further to kill off that Wisp.
I'm surprised that Forev did not go on the Skywrath Mage because he has a very low base armor. He's going to get a quite easy kill him down as well. Personally, I'm not a big fan of March's build. He has no upkeep. He's actually a big part of how to get him early on, a sustained kill early on. But he's not for the stats build, he's a lot tankier as
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's how he plays on Fusion. Being very active for a Wisp. Normally you see him jungle like in level 6. He's ganking all
Dire's
the map.
top tower is under attack.
I'm not a massive fan of it, dude. I'm not a massive fan of it. Right now, like, Wisp priority, like, all of the team of MVP's priority was to crack level 6 and then try and go for a little bit more of a global kind of pressure movement. But now they're just trying four-man force on the bottom lane. This is very reminiscent of the very early days of Korean Dota, where it's like, okay, things get rough, we group up together. It's either a 4-1 split or it's a 5 all together and just force out the tower. And denial from Jotum, nicely timed as well. But this is also interesting. Oh, Forev, Illidan, nuking the crap out of him, and he's actually in a little bit more trouble now. That's Quill Spray. He had 5 stacks up on him. Enes just wants one last Hellfire Blast. The Moonlight Shadow's actually been triggered as well. It's probably for an engage on the bottom lane. It is too much. The Cog's pushing him back. Smile, he's so deep under that one. Might sort of drop down the rock, but Smile, he's under the cover, but the immolation is burning him up. He's so low! The Wisp balls come through at the last moment, and that will be able to pick up the kill. So we go 5 to 11 now on the board.
And Wisp is inching closer and closer to level 6. Of course, you're saying Wisp is not getting level 16 though. He's getting a ton of experience. He might get ganked.
He's too far.
Well, he's got the wards if he wants to fight this right now. Slow's gonna come in from contested shot. Is he gonna drop the ward?
The Hellfire Blast that's connected. He's dead. Sealed. The second you come too close to that Skywrath Mage, you don't find straight away. He's just gonna seal you up and you can't do anything. Brewmaster on the top lane, and now you get the same thing happening to the Shadow Shaman in the river.
All things considered, it's still doing okay for MVP, but Tinker, once he gets
Dire's middle tower
he's gonna
is
find
under
it right
attack.
now after the stack. I think things are gonna get much more difficult because something you brought up during the drafting stage is what exactly is MVP's plan against the split push. They don't have one, unless you have a Shadow Shaman getting a Blink Dagger and continue off that Tinker. You're basically sitting duck, because what MVP's really good at is being that death ball down the mid lane.
Yep.
You can't do a death ball down the mid lane if your 2 side lanes are being pushed.
Yep. I love it already. First item you get to see over on Illidan, the Skywrath Mage. Picks the Rod of Valley. That's another tower. It does go the way of MVP as far as the tower's dead, but it's the second denial of a tower for Virtus Pro. In fact, for both the towers so far of TI4, not a single one has been claimed legitimately by T. Now Smile, with his level 6, just jumps in, and again, Brewmaster. He can't get out this one. The one big thing for him, though, is that Illidan didn't have the ultimate, so if he just survived a little bit longer, he might be able to get his split off, but it just took too long, and now, all Forev. Where's the Jotum arrow? He's hiding inside the pit, and it was a relocate.
Going to the top, I think.
No, that was a relocate out to try and find a kill, while up on top lane, Keen, well, he managed to get a kill on Wraith King, which is okay, his ulti was still on cooldown. But he may not get out of this one. Smile at the invis room before, he's going to get a collateral kill here. He won't escape, or Smile, his timing was a little bit off. He's got to hold him inside the cogs, but he's sticking up with here at the moment. A cog burn might in fact kill him off at the moment, but he doesn't want to lock himself under the tower. He had the mana for it, so very wisely he just waits it off. He's got to bottle charge this at the right time as well in case he gets hit by the spirit. He waits it. The Moonlight Shadow protection gets him away.
Just talking about that previous solo kill that he did on the Wraith King, I think if you're Virtus Pro, you're very happy with that. You give him a support Wraith King just to make sure that he can't push one of the tower with the wards. So I feel like that's actually a poor usage of that wards. And speaking of perhaps a little bit of trouble,
the arrow won't be able to connect, but Illidan won't really care about this. They just seal him up, so there's no Quill Spray, but he knows it's no, it's done really smart from Forever. He gets himself away. The single stun was
Dire's
available once that
middle
arrow
tower
went out,
is
because
under
basically
attack.
Hellfire Blast, Clockwork, as well as the arrow. Tinker and Skyra, who were the other two involved in that fight, had nothing to give.
This is a very important tower for him. You actually get the tower as well as the blast thing. Need the goal for the team. Here comes the crowd. They want to party for Virtus Pro. No guys have just yet. Like, just get a tower for free. And the last that actually goes
Dire's
to
middle
Brewmaster,
tower
which
has fallen.
needs a blink dagger desperately. They need
Radiant's
to actually
bottom
defend their own
tower is under attack.
How is that Brewmaster actually looking as far as like, okay, it's 3.6k. He's actually almost there, so it's only 200 or so, 300 gold away. Nice Observe Lord coming in from NS, so very aggressively wanting to watch MVP closely. So we do have movements. I'm actually starting to hear that now. So it looks like Luminous might actually have his audio back again. Jotun for Red, he's coming in really close at the moment. He's got March behind him with the level 1 ultimate, but that's basically all they really have.
Toby.
So, yeah. Yes, I hear you.
Do you hear me? Hear yourself. Alright, here comes the fight.
But we did go for it.
Forever's actually getting caught in, but the big rock's gonna come their way. The real KO from Realson, no, it's actually cancelled. So he's straight up dead. Meanwhile, Ursa on the bottom lane, he's gonna be dead as well. And G is dropping down multiple March. You gotta kill G. He's definitely the most prized kill. In fact, they're chasing Jodam though. Jodam leaps up Boulder Bash. Nicely done. G's now being chased around, cycling him up in the air. The rocks just moving around, not really doing too much. They actually find NS. NS though, he's so damn tanky. They actually get him killed as well. Jodam's stuck there. Jodam's gonna be dead as well, and it's gonna be MVP Phoenix that's winning this fight. If they get Illidan, that's gonna be the biggest prize of them all. Illidan's gonna be dead as well. That's a 4-for-0 fight, and MVP Phoenix is bringing down the beatdown to Virtus Pro. What a play from the Koreans.
Man, they give you audio, and then all of a sudden, MVP gives us a good fight for themselves.
And might be representative for the Koreans.
Yeah, maybe the case too, but
okay.
Still, that's one small victory they've managed to get. You've still got to check out towards the top lane, where he's got these BTs up, he's got 2,000 gold, he's going to become a lot more maneuverable. This is one fight that MVP won, but they still committed basically everything they had in order to win it. And VP are the ones that can still turn this around easily by just a good smile ultimate, a Tinker just TPing in after, like there's not that much VP really need to do to find an opening up against MVP, but MVP, when they find an opening, they find it with a big team fight.
So, that they use all of their spells, what is the appropriate response for Virtus Pro? Well, since they have no ultimates, push, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're grouping them as 4, and they're actually attacking the bottom lane. And if you're MVP Phoenix, you say, well, alright, you get the bottom tower, can't do anything about it. And that's really the downside of this this lineup. And let's see how actually MVP will play this. Are they going to trade a little bit of push, maybe going towards the mid lane? Also, the other thing I want to point out is that they're giving Keen a lot of farm. Everywhere I see when he's not grouped up with his team, he is farming by himself. I think they recognize how important it is for him to get that Blink Dagger, because that's the only way they're ever killing G.
Yeah, man, this is a real rough position for MVP from my mind. Like, no matter what happens here, like, if they had like a Storm Spirit or a Clockwork on MVP, then I'd feel like maybe there would be some hope to go up against, like, God. Maybe you could catch him out of position, maybe there'll be something you could do here. But right now, VP, they can just mow through MVP. The Brewmaster Rolling is now coming off cooldown, which is a nice thing for him. March, he's desperately trying to get to this Aghanim Scepter, but now that VP is kind of on the warpath a little bit, like, you see him moving so aggressively through the bottom lane. Like, they're looking for an opening. This is probably going to be an aggressive ward by Jotun, and in fact it will be. Up on top of the cliff, they want to know where MVP is. They take out the tier 2 jungle bottom lane, they control the MVP jungle, they can control the farm. The Aghanim Scepter is now just a wishful dream for March. He needs another 1,100 or so gold to get it.
He's not too far off though. Like if he could get maybe 3 minutes of free farm, or maybe wait for his ultimate.
How's he meant to do that though? When you got a Clockwork on the field and you got aggressive observe coming out from VP, even one like in between the towers and the mid lane.
I mean,
they want to know where they are.
If you look at all the cooldowns, it's available. They could actually just go and group up as 5. And last time I checked, they won 4-0 in a team fight. So if they want to group up and keep on fighting, they're absolutely fine.
Man, they're coming up now. NS and Illidan, they smoked up from the bottom lane and ran all the way up towards the top lane. Observe Ward around the corner. Now Smoke's going to break, and they see Brewmaster. Now he actually got himself away, but he's still got seals, so there's no way for him to split. Now he just wants to TP him. He just wants to TP himself out. This is Iris Mage ultimate. Illidan is enough damage to be able to pick up the kill. And we go 16-10 on the board. And the Brewmaster again struggling to get that split off.
I mean, we're seeing the power of Skywrath Mage. It's an instant silence. There's nothing you can do about it. If you're ever trying to initiate with Brewmaster, you blink and you ult, and that's it. Don't even think about clapping. At the same time, they lost that fight because they don't have 5. MVP Phoenix, if they group up as 5, they are much stronger than Virtus Pro. So I like to see them group up. I like to see them take a little bit more map objective. but so far they're just more content kind of split farming, and I don't think that's what they want to do.
Yeah, I'm actually with you on that one. This is like, you get in there, you know you have the advantage, you got to force the advantage. When they're ever man, they got a lineup which is so good. It's like where is our aggro trial from before? But either way, VP is still 16 to 10 on the board. As far as experience and gold goes, they're actually zeroed up at the moment as far as gold. And experience-wise, it's only 1,000 or so in favor of VP. That last team fight, which MVP actually took, they took about 4,000 experience back from that. VP could really force this so much more.
Relocate happening on the top lane. They want Illidan dead. Here go Blink Clap, and it's going to be Illidan trying to TP out. Do they have enough burst damage? Yes! Yes, he makes it out. Meanwhile, back on the side lane, NS, well, he gets trapped in a prism of emotions. And he is dead. Well, I mean, he's got the ulti, but he's kind of out there on his own, man.
This is when you can just try and turn a fly, but yeah, man, with names look good as well as the clap, he's just too slowed up. He will go down. But the most important one is that you get everyone out, apart from like what, a support hero who can die.
And again, you know, they use rewards for that, so if you're Virtus Pro, you're completely fine, I think.
Yep, and it keeps getting bigger as well. So now Tinker having himself a Dagon. The middle lane got forced a little bit by Jottam as well as Smile, and they clap up. There's God. Well, okay, Clockwork. He hooks in. He realizes duos are a long way here. The arrow will also connect. He's got no mana for the split. He didn't even need the Scarab Mage over, but it was used anyway. The Rock takes the ball as well, and Regent, he's too far up. He bumped up, but there was no one else up on the high ground to help out. And Tinker, low on life, is this Blade now, which was not helping him out. But the Moonlight Shadow will protect him for now from Rev. He's locked in here, but then again, he's locked in with the Clockwork. He's able to kill off. A double kill for Illidan.
He's got Blink. He's got Blink.
The top lane helped out. You're right. Where the hell he got Blink from? Jottam now maybe might be regretting that Blink. There's a DD rune also in the bottom of the river, which Jottam's considering. Yeah, he's going to boil it up and take it. If he turns in for an arrow and leap, he could try and get himself a kill here. But he's not going to. That'll be it. Pays for it. He leaps. Where's the arrow with the DD? Yeah, they're too far away. The Blink's already gone. They're away.
They see March on the mid lane though. Maybe they're going to go for him instead. March. Maybe that's sensing the gank's coming his way. He's got phase boots, but he's just kind of last hitting.
The Observer Ward
Magical arrow.
Perfectly.
Yeah, Magical.
This ward behind the tower right now does so much work for him.
They're not going to go for him. I just want to say March desperately needs upheaval. So many fights, they just clump around that bristleback. You have at least 3 to 4 seconds of channeling a major slow. That's huge, especially when your bristleback could survive like that. Look at how slowly they're killing the well. They're killing Brewmaster, but they're also using a lot of spells for it. And when you could drop the upheaval during that time, you make sure that your bristleback could do so much work. I'm just not in agreement with March's build, but you know, that's what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the decision making which comes like you gotta have experience with this kind of stuff, and sometimes we get proved wrong as well. Like, you see a build where you're like, man, like what about why are you doing that first out of build? And it's just perfect. Like we talk about like upheaval trying to slow down everybody else. When you got a Skyrock Mage throwing out concussive shots as well as having like a Rod of Alley, he's getting multiple orb damages off every single time. And with that, you just pop. Like with Tether, he wants to run away, but there's not much he can do with it. Now, smoke from MVP.
They see Smile.
Keen on the front lines, they have double blink initiation, and they have no Warlock ultimate. I'm wondering if this is the best how to force this. Because Smile and Elder could turn this so hard on them.
They're thinking about it. Blink initiation. It's Cloud's gonna go on Illidan. Blink Hex is gonna come through as well. Oh, and Illidan, he is straight up there. What a trap! Getting him dead for sure. Maybe a little bit of overcommitment. The wards is at least gonna mow down the next creep wave, so they could perhaps push off of this. And keep in mind that with Skyrife Mage dead, QO will not be locked down. Hopefully, he could probably get off an ultimate now.
That was a big spree
as well to take. That's 443. The Skyrife Mage was getting completely, out of control. I guess getting fully out of control. That was a 12. Now he's a 12 for 2 Skyrife Mage. NS, they're coming right behind him. QO, Smile. He's thinking about the hook shot. Because the Brewmaster was a long way up, but they realized without the silence and the seal coming out from his Skyrife Mage, they can't just initiate into this MVP lineup. They need to play it smart, and they're doing so. On the bottom lane, Jottam, he's split pushing out, he's adding pressure towards the tier 2 tower, and the Martial Machine just holds the line in the mid in the meantime. Where are we going? It's a relocate. They're looking for Jottam. What a time to TP. The balls actually flew straight over the top of him at the same time the TP was finished.
Drops a pretty deep ward, just walked up there, and let's see if he's gonna make it back out alive. G though,
did he get that vision of the tower? No,
I don't think he was, but now they see him walking back, so maybe they'll get a little bit suspect of that. But the big question that we were asking constantly is, how do you stop this Tinker? and it's through his Blink Dagger, but he has never found this Tinker yet.
No.
So if the game runs long enough, I think Tinker will out-carry MVP Phoenix.
I think the Blink Dagger is actually going to hurt him later anyway. Smile, he's looking at he's going to hook shot in at the moment. At the same time, Warlock's getting killed off of the tier 1 tower, but he getting dragged out. This means now tier 1 tower in the top lane is gone. But the Blink Dagger, he jumps on God, and just think about what's going to happen. I jump in on God, and there he goes me.
Oh, you could jump in and Hex him. You could. Yeah, I mean, Hex is an instant cast, so he should be able to get that one off. I think the problem with MVP Phoenix right now is sure they're doing okay whenever they group up. It's just that whenever they're not grouped up, they're doing horribly. And when you're down by 9 kills and you're losing towers left and right against a Tinker who just enjoys the map being spread open like this because he could farm now in your jungle. Look at how deep they're warding on both teams. I really like that. Like MVP Phoenix as well as Virtus Pro, they're warding right in front of the enemy towers. They're looking to aggressively pick off people, but they just aren't finding those opportunities. At least not for MVP Phoenix.
One person which Shadow Shaman's not going to be hexing soon is going to be that Skyref mage. We're building into a BKB now for Illidan. He starts with the Ogre Club unless he's got other things on his mind, but 22 to 13, it's safety really for BP at the moment. They know they are so far ahead in game number 1. 5,000 experience now, 4,000 on the gold. It's starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Watching also like this Tinker, like if he gets to an E-Blade, I'm really fearful for this Wisp. And MVP, they smoke up again. We've got a 4-man smoke up. They leave QO farming up in the mid lane. They're trying to get him towards an Aghanim Scepter, and they're going to go for Roshan. Okay, when things get rough, they're going to give this a shot. Now, the question is, does VP scout it? They've got rockets, so it's not that hard to actually do so. They commit the Mass Serpent Wards, and they're actually getting through this pretty quickly.
They have the damage from the Serpent Ward, they have the minus armor coming out from Forev, so yeah, they can do it very quickly. The question is the Aegis actually very beneficial to the team? Forev is going to pick it up. They don't have Mass Serpent Ward, which by the way, Toby, have you seen a Mass Serpent Ward used for a tower yet? I haven't. But
no,
even when they and they're deciding to push without the Mass Serpent Ward, so actually a pretty aggressive play. Here comes the silence.
Skyref mage on his Smile! In from the side, the double Grox will fall on down, NS as well as Smile. They're in a limit too deep, and remember it's only NS's ultimate, so it slows everyone down for Rev. He's almost lost his Aegis and Immortal. One last orb will actually do it. Tink able to TP himself back out to safety, and the double TP out, actually it's a triple TP out to safety from Virtus Pro. The Moonlight Show's helping him, the leap away, the Sentry Ward came down, but it's a little bit too late. But Rev getting healed back up again, and MVP, they commit the Brewmaster roll, but no leap of Velvet John, trying to use the Fog of War. Duking it out for the moment. Illidan, what's he got left? He's got ulti up in 5 seconds, 7 seconds time. Throws out one extra. John still alive. Stick charges. He finally goes down. The tier 2 tower was also killed off by the Bristol back in the middle lane. But they threw everything they had into that fight. And BP still made it work hard for it. They lost Clockwork and a Mirana, and MVP had a double buyback for that.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure who came out ahead because both team has used so much of their resource, but the fact that MVP gets to go back and farm their 2 waves make me inclined to say that they're doing okay. Also, Warlock was able to survive through the entire team fight. That means he's that much closer to the refresh orb. We saw how much damage the Fatal Bond and the Rocks did in that one smash, and they just chipped away the Clockwork. Imagine there's 4 Rocks. So, I mean, if you look at Virtus Pro, these heroes aren't exactly very tanky. Sure, you have NS on the tanky Wraith King, you have the Clockwork with the Blade Mail, but at the end of the day, you're playing a carry Skywrath mage. He is going to get scaled enough. Sure, he has BKB, but BKB won't block you against the flaming fist of those rocks.
You know, the only thing I think VP need to do is play to the one strength they've got. Gank, kill before MVP are the ones that set the conditions of the fight. And they're doing it on top lane right now. Clockwork may as well just Smile. Oh, the blink! It went straight through the blink, man.
Get out of there. He might be a little bit trouble. Hex! No, he blinks out.
Radiant's middle tower.
He couldn't get close enough for even one attack. Now, NS, I'm not quite sure about this, man. He's trying to keep the Brewmaster away.
He's dead.
Are they going to try and commit though? There's a lot of VP coming in. Into the tree line. NS has no ultimate. Now the arrows will come in. It won't actually work on anybody. While he massed over one, he traps up God. He managed to actually get the Tinker, but the seal from Illidan breaks it free. And then Dagon! God's still dead though. He lets off one last Master Machine. Region in the middle of all of this. On the run out for Rev, trying to catch up to Illidan. Now Illidan, because he went the BKB as well as run of Atos, he's got no 4-star, so he actually has to trigger the BKB to move away from Forev. And Forev's sticking up with him at the moment. Cool Spray gonna go. How far does he commit? The Aegis Immortal is still behind him. The Brewmaster clapping
the ground.
Yep. Yep.
But that was a great trade though. We saw the Master Serpent were trapping the Tinker. Tinker sure zapped him away, but you will trade your Shadow Shaman for Tinker any day of the week. And right now they're right in front of the enemy tier 3s, and guess what? They got 2 rocks. And last time I checked, 2 rocks do a heck ton of damage.
That they do, man. Especially when there's no cover fire of March's machines. NS can work hard. Brewmaster! He jumps in, he climbs, he's throws off NS. Now the rock comes out, but it's only over on NS. And again, this Moonlight Shadow kicks in. Unsure if we're going to attack. Fortification means they can't get rid of the towers either. NS just trying to get rid of the Storm Ruling. The rock's still up. It's pretty hard at Jotun. But NS held by a blast, and they're trying to get rid of one of the rocks. They're successful in doing so. Losing tier 3 tower. Now NS is over for Rev. Look at the damage with the Blade Mail. Returning it into Illidan because that ultimate appears. They're going to get rid of the second rock. Now VP. And now looking for the Dagon attack for Rev. He's really low already. The orb's coming out and they get another kill on him. That Tinker damage is really kicking in hard. They don't lose ranks. And if MVP claim ranks then, man, I might have been subscribing to the MVP bandwagon. Like bang on the ground. Champion, maybe first game belongs to MVP. But
it's looking pretty bad for Virtus Pro, even though they defend it, because guess what? Next time the rocks are coming back up, they're coming in. The only downside for MVP is they lost the Aegis. They didn't really get too much out of it. They forced out a glyph, they got a tier 3 tower, but again, the inevitability factor? Toby, how do you say that word? The what? Inevitable factor.
Inevitable factor? Like what?
Warlock ults. 4 rocks on your racks.
What? It's an inevitable. It's just inevitable. It's inevitable.
Yeah, that's what I've been struggling to say. But I hope the idea is coming through. Yeah, when you drop 4 rocks on the tower, I don't know how you can beat that.
I'm actually with you on that one too. Like, I almost feel like this Mirana needs to finish this Diffusal Blade right now. In fact, there it is. Now, this is one way to do it. Obviously, you can only get rid of one. But one big thing which worked beautifully for MVP, and something which I wasn't expecting them to really capitalize on, was the fact that VP, when the Tinker down, that was their major key moment, because with no marginal machines, the creep wave would actually come in so the rocks could do something more. I wasn't 100% certain about the whole rock committal to kill off one hero kind of thing, but it's like MVP knew they were on a time limit, and they just had to force things out. Now, bottom lane, we've got Heen and as well as Farev backing up past the tier 1 tower. And there's a new Observer Ward now on this bottom lane. I think VP are getting sick of this. They need Out of Town was gone, they need the ability to breach into the base, and they need the ability to also gank inside MVP's jungle. Their pick-off power is the strongest thing in the world. They've got to do it too while MVP doesn't have all of their ultimates up and running, because then they have a chance, if the team fight does begin, that they can come out on top.
The game is really shaping into a different direction, I want to say. In about 15 minutes ago, it was MVP getting picked off left and right, but MVP hasn't actually lost a single hero outside of a team fight in the past 10 minutes. MVP is playing really safe, and if they're not getting picked off, if they could group up as 5 and just go down mid, Virtus Pro can't take this fight. So I think the other option that Virtus Pro has is just utilize this Tinker. Just constantly push every single wave. But top lane Tinker might be teleporting his Doom. Ooh, he got out of there. He got out of there. If they lose the Tinker right now, Virtus Pro is straight up losing at racks, no questions asked.
100% agreed on that one. This Tinker has to be so careful of making sure he's always got buyback. He's actually the only person on the field who has buyback. Now they're using Moonlight Shadow here from VP, and they're going to bring Smile into point blank range, but it's a trap. Like, Heen's waiting around the corner, March is here as well, with only a single rock, Aghanim's rock for forever. Damage from range. The Shadow Blade will heal him up, but look where Heen's position is. It's just so perfect. At the same time, MVP is keeping the top lane open with Regen right behind a QO, so he can just relocate them into be part of the fight, but it means the Tinker can't just TP himself up there and keep the split push going. Okay, now Tinker with the machine, Heen jumps out, he's waiting for the moment, there goes your rock, as well as Matt's own Regen, there's your relocate him, gonna go on top, the trap was set executed perfectly, now with the seal on QO, maybe they can get out of this one, Illidan can't get out in time, the Tinker is down, he has buyback available, they lost Skyrim and Tinker here, the two cores of VP on the sidelines.
I mean, Tinker with buyback, that's great, but you really need just about everybody. The only upside that you have is that MVP Phoenix does not have their ultimate. So I'm not sure whether MVP could get a racks out of it. The rocks are used. Unfortunately, by the time they walk to mid, the rocks will time out. So you can see that March is actually using one of the rocks to push out the bottom lane. And they're going to try to get whatever they can on the mid lane, checking on Master Serpent Ward's cooldown. Still a minute to go. So I really don't think they could get too much out of this. If they can force out a buyback from Tinker, that would be excellent. But honestly, Virtus Pro may be able to just wait it out.
Oh, they're coming up right now. Now the Cogs, it pushes back a little bit for Forever, but NS trying to stun him, but his range rack is toast. MVP want this down for Sky Racer, but Brewmaster! He blinks him, he jumps already, over on Smile, they're coming up, the Blade Master is Smile trying to protect him, but it's not going to do anything. Flame Ruling with him, Forever his own Blade Mail as well, they move in closer on top of NS, send him up in the air, keep Jordan back while the mid-rack's brought down. MVP knew what they came for, it was objective-based gaming, they take it, they blink, they get out, no casualties. MVP, yeah, they won't find any stragglers, they're out, they're safe, unless Jordan can get a really good arrow on Heen here.
Blink, he's got Blink, he's fine. And Tinker's coming back in. Oh, can he make it out? Blinks in 8 seconds. He's slowed down. He's straight up dead. The arrow's gonna zip him. And no, it looks like Tinker is gonna be the one that gets a kill. I'm severely underestimating how much damage Forever is doing. When he has massive quill stacks on himself, he's hitting for like 300 damage. He's got like rapier levels of damage. So, about, oh, I don't think they can actually get a Rax. I'm just not taking into account that Forever is just hitting everybody. And Forever is becoming more and more of an issue. How do you actually kill this guy?
It's becoming a little bit more difficult. You see what VP tried to do, like, you even see a Blade Mail trying to come up here for NS. The really crazy thing is, Forever's finish a BKB. His item choice is stupendous because now he knows he can run into the middle of VP and not care about anything they throw because you've only got Clockwork to get through, but then again, walking this far into the middle of VP, not so sure about that. They need to see, like, there's no room on the split, and NS will go down here, but it's just his ultimate. They work through the second BKB. Tinker, he got go the Clockwork, he got 2, March kills QO, trapped in for the moment, the Dagon, they're actually going to have another kill off March, into QO, double kill from Illidan, God will go down for Rev, he is hitting like an absolute truck. The question is, how much damage can he do before he dies? The Blade Mail, the Trump waits out even longer. He's on the side with a shock, but now he can go down. He blinked himself away to safety. There's no extra arrows, the rocker will scout him out, but there's no follow through. There's no clockwork holding. Got him! He leaped down! He's sticking with him, they're gonna actually farm out Surfmourns. The Hex is going NS, there's actually an orb. It managed to fly out here. Is it going to stick with Heen? Got him. He's got arrow on cooldown. Throws it out. Heen, can he dodge it? No, he can't. The rocket from Clockwork. They've got a kill. It's a full team wipe for VP. He tried to use the Mass Wars to block him out, but because of that, he was so far away. He did have the protection of
relocate top to farm. I've seen it all. It's worth, I mean, if you're not gonna take a fight because your Mass Serpent Ward is down, hey, you know? That's a wave.
There's no taking to stop you. He's down for the count. 60 seconds, it's really...
Maybe. I don't know, Toby.
It's been...
Either really next level, or it's just like...
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. But if this game keeps going any longer, this Diffuser Blade, it's hilarious though. Ever since John got it, have we even seen a single rock drop since he bought Diffuser Blade? Because that's what it's for. Like, you use your Diffuser Blade, you get rid of at least one of the rocks. But 6 charges on that thing, man. I need to use it on 1 hero, that's it.
You could...
Top lane, you can jump, clap, John, leap, tree line, TB out, the Spirit's gonna kill him though. Or will they? The Spirits are too far out!
Tornado.
They have to use the Storm Brilliant to send him up, so he will die here no matter what, and Regent's got the Spirits in the perfect position now. And Brewmaster gets the kill, but he's actually trapped until... Oh no, he's not. That's far.
One thing I do like to say, looking at MVP Phoenix, they have these big teamfight ultimates with long cooldowns. They're just not afraid of committing...
Goodbye! Blink! Blink!
Oh, he's fine. They're absolutely not afraid of committing a 180-second ultimate on just like a support kill. Like we've seen time and time again, Mass Serpent Ward's used on NS. You know, we saw the Brewmaster split just used for Mirana. Forever is just like, yeah, I'm gonna go solo Roche. He can.
I'm wondering if he was actually considering solo Roche, but also look at Illidan's build, man. Like, is this a Shiva's card or is this an AC?
I think he needs Shivas. Shivas badly. I mean, Shivas is actually so good against Bristleback. The slow attack helps against the massive damage output, and the slow movement speed really, you know, mitigates how move as well. But I don't think he can finish it before this push. And somehow MVP Phoenix was able to get to this top lane. Creep wave, and that means with the rocks available, they have 2 rocks already. Or sorry, they have 4 rocks. Excuse me, with the recipe being delivered. VP could lose this game right now despite up 10 kills. Anybody that's joined the international, you know, you're looking at the scoreboard up top. The scoreboard does not mean jack one. I mean, normally you say a 32 to 22. All right, Virtus Pro seeing quite good, you know. In this game, it does not mean anything.
It's our normal phrase for any Dota 2 game. Kills mean nothing, Racks means everything. Because that lets you win the positional. If you can take out throw, that's how you win. Everything else is just a lead up to it. And Virtus Pro, and I think they want to try and quickly take Roshan. They might have also been thinking that MVP was here. Now Rockets are flying out, they see Forev, the Arrow as well. He'll scatter both Region as well as Heen. Back up on the high ground. If VP stop this, if they start Roshan, they're dead. It's literally that simple. Now you have like an Aghanim's Refresher ulti over on the Warlock. You've actually almost got an Aghanim's over on Shadow Shaman. In fact, at this point I'd be saying like, let's just stop taking that. Give it to Heen. Let him get the last points here. Because they want to have his massive mods upgraded as well.
With the fact that there's a mid-racks down, it's so easy for MVP just to stand in the Roshan spot constantly. You eventually have to defend that mid lane, so it will always have an opening for MVP to go into Rosh if they want. It's hard to initiate into MVP. One Bristleback just stands in the front line. They need some magical hook from Smiles like he did last fight. Last fight he was able to hook into the Warlock, get a 2-man cog. You need to get Warlock. You need to find Warlock.
Right now, he sees Forev, he's point blank range. They're all on top of him, so they kill off Forev. They walk past it. They're focusing the Mage on, but it's warped right now. They're going to come in the tether. He's trying to keep the Brewmaster alive. He's got Split of Bubble and he gets it off. Warlock holding number 1, going to go March Refresher. Warlock holding number 2. It's a double rocking right now. Maybe Forever. Look at the rocks! Going in there. VP, they're in trouble. God, he's locked inside the Mount Serpent Watch. Moving over in the Unbrilliant Gun. It cancels the ring up and TP out. VP are in so much trouble right now. The Rocks turn their attention to Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. QO blinks up as well, and Tinker, he's marching. He's trying to keep them back as far as possible, but this tower is toast. And for Rev, he's actually killing God with his blade mail. Brings him down to half life and pushes him back further.
Oh, these Rocks, they have so much regen. They're walking in. They don't care about anything. One of the Rocks is going to drop. The rest of the Rocks are just hugging the trees, man. March them forward. Get some kills. Get some creep kills. Of Warlock, man. He drops the rocks, doesn't matter. The fight's over.
MVP, now this could bite him in the ass here. They've got time. Actually, maybe they don't even really care. Forev's damage output right now is ridiculous. They're going to kill off this Clockwork's got a hook shot in, and he goes in! Smiles in! He gets the cogs up right now. Ready kills the Ace want to pick up the Brewmaster, and the Scarlet Mage ultimate. Well, it goes out, but the Clockwork's already dead. MVP are bailing out of here. They managed to get away with Roshan, get away with the Aegis, and they put Smile on the sideline again. 40 minutes in. VP is in so much trouble. They are in so much trouble. They're 1 racks down. MVP, they don't have to even enter the base of VP to take a racks.
Yeah.
4 rocks, 1 to the Mount Serpent was. It's Aghanim's upgrade with a blink dagger, so you gotta get a good positioning on it anyway. And let Brewmaster only cause the chaos. They will bring down racks with just those abilities. That's all they need.
Let's not forget that in the previous team fight, Virtus Pro also had to buy back. Tinker bought back in that fight. Clockwork bought back in that fight. So Virtus Pro is just fighting just to stay into this game, I want to say. MVP Phoenix, I mean, I think they're shocking a lot of the Western reviewers in the sense that, I mean, we know Virtus Pro, we know what they can do, but we haven't seen too much of Phoenix. And Phoenix right now is just marching forward. They're doing so much. Also, I want to say that Brewmaster getting the Aegis isn't actually too bad, because if you look at the end of the day, Brewmaster's a hero that has crits. He could blink in and just cause chaos, and you have to disable him. You can't just ignore him. And you could actually just use a first life on this Aegis, right-clicking people away. Once he comes back, he still has BKB available. He still has Split available. I think Virtus Pro will not be able to kill QO in the next fight, unless he messes up. Like, QO is just essentially immortal at this point.
Yep. Agreed. So you have an immortal Brewmaster, you have an army of pushing, which doesn't even require heroes to be there. Seems like MVP's got everything going for him. And I still want to ask the question, what would have happened if VP played aggressive tri-lane? If they actually stuck it to MVP? Like, you were saying it perfectly during the drafting time, even though not everyone could hear you. It was level 6 dependent lineup coming out from MVP, but once everything came online, it was really scary. From the way I've watched this game, it just seemed like MVP got the space required. And now they're going to punish VP for playing safety first style Dota, but VP, I'm not so sure about this. It looked like they were setting up the battle outside with no towers. They need to actually battle under their tier 3 towers. They have no other choice right now.
If they ever lose a fight in their base, Uh-oh.
Brewmaster about to clap. There's a slow over on the racing. He may lose the ultimate for nothing in the BKB. Help by a blast, he can't do anything. There goes your offense. The Marshal Machines is down for Tinker. He is already down to 450 life points just because of the Blade now. And as the upheaval, everything they've got, they've brought down the Race King. Through his ultimate as well. Ilda's tricked into BKB, but look at that Bristol back! That is on BP, guys! Ilda will throw the ulti down for the Rock #1. This is gonna be it. BP is losing everyone inside that base. The Tinker is trying to fight for range. It's not gonna work. The rocks are down, the walls are down. They at least managed to bring down the Wisp, but the ranks is being ravaged right now by MVP.
Dire's bottom barracks.
This pro, one game away from being eliminated from TI. I mean, at this point, I think the game is over. I'm not sure, Toby, is there any magical way to come back in this game?
I'm not a massive fan of calling GG this early on, but when you see a bristleback like that, like, dude...
2 rack sounds! This is early on!
Like, the bristleback's about to even get the Bissell Blade, so even if you do manage to magically find some kind of damage dealer, which, like, you think, where are you getting that from? John's a Diffuser Blade trying to build into a BKB. The Bissell Blade instantly counters that. Not to mention, the raw physical DPS. Like, you're looking for Rev with only 3 Warpath stacks right now, and he's dishing about 350 worth of damage. Now he's actually a bit lower because he's on 2. But he's got a haste rune and everything. The Bristleback is unkillable. The Brewmaster is literally unkillable. With an Aegis in one line, he's unkillable twice. So if you do manage to actually perform the miracle of death, you have to then kill him again. And you got Shadow Shaman who throws massive Moors down, dusts off his hands and said, I've done my job for the team. Warlock who sits on the sidelines going, well, I've got 1700 life points. Your damage dealers are already trying to kill off our 2 tanks who are so tanky you can't kill them. I got 4 stuff so you can't catch me. I got Fatal Bonds, which means if I actually link you up and drop my double rocks, you toast anyway. That you can't even run well and think you'll survive. Right now, man, if VP managed to bring this back, they do what no one would ever expect them to do, and that's win this game.
Here we go, Virtus Pro is going to use a Moonlight Shadow to initiate. I don't think they'll find anybody, but if they find QO by himself...
They won't kill him. It's an Aegis Immortal. That's all they can trigger off right now. They'll see him.
Oh,
they see him. Smile. Oh, he blinked down. The rocket flew up. The Colts are pushing back. The Blade Bell's running in. Look at him split. He just goes straight into it. It's like, Smile, you were going nowhere, man. It's the only time I've got. They actually seal over on the fire ruling, but now, okay, relocate in, and Regent's just sticking with it. Looking for Rev. He's just mopping up the floor with him. 450 points of damage, dashes over on Illidan, the TP is out, Racing's about to die right now to a solo Brewmaster, there goes your clap, he gets the kill, it's a double kill for him, Illidan into the tree line, trying to TP out, he sees him in the corner, there's the Hex, Illidan locked in, and even gets bashed up a very good measure. Tinker is back at base, healing himself up, he still never even finished the E-Blade, he's had the money for it, but he wants to save his money for buyback, but it's a Marauder and Tinker to defend up against everyone.
MVP Phoenix didn't even have Rock in that fight.
No.
Even knee Rock.
No, they didn't use Mass Surf Wards and they didn't use the double rock. That's just how, like, beefy both, like, I love it as well from QO. I've been really, like, seeing the seals he got, and there it is, it's a GG straight away. Like, after the seals he got from the early stages, Brewmaster, I thought, this guy is never going to cast an ultimate. He got that BKB, and all of a sudden VP just had no answer. There was no answer to this whatsoever.
Before we cut away from this game, I just want to say that despite VP losing this game, the fights that they took towards the end, I thought it's very smart. I think you actually don't want to take fights in your base, because if you ever lose that fight in your base, you're losing multiple Raxes. I think your clockwork is at its best when you're fighting in a jungle. Like, there's no creeps around, you get that 2